Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're having a look at an event which has come to War Thunder. It is the Victory in Stalingrad event, and this is obviously celebrating the Victory in Stalingrad Day. It says the Battle of Stalingrad began in the summer of 1942. Both German and Soviet command considered the city to be of critical importance. In autumn, the Red Army, during Operation Uranus, successfully encircled the Wehrmacht forces near Stalingrad, and Axis powers failed in their attempt to break through, and on the 2nd of February 1943, Field Marshal Paulus went against Hitler's orders and surrendered. This victory became one of the most important events of the Second World War, and I think that's fair to say. A lot of historians have talked about the idea of it being a turning point, even though at least I think before that the turning point of the war happened. But looking at a lot of people's opinions, this was kind of okay, we see what's going on now. This was the first major defeat to the German forces, and then obviously everybody kind of rallied around that. It was very good for, promotional stuff, and also very good for giving people hope in the Soviet Union, and definitely pushed them forward. So when it comes to the event itself for War Thunder, it's running from the 2nd of February to the 6th of February. And all you have to do is play 3 battles using Soviet vehicles, rank 3 or higher, and you'll get yourself the Vehicles of Victory T60 decal. Now, I really think they're going to do something with these ones, because the fact that they're all labeled a specific way, we've had a few of them in the past which have been similar to this. There's no way that this doesn't become a collection, or it doesn't become some kind of set for the game itself. So I think that would be really cool. The other one, though, is if you win 5 battles using Soviet ground vehicles, once again rank 3 or higher, you'll get yourself the Ampulomet. Now, the Ampulomet we actually talked about the other day. It's basically the fire thrower, or the Molotov thrower. So in game, it's not going to work as, an actual kind of, Molotov thrower or anything like that. But instead, what it's going to do is just look pretty. Basically, it's supposed to be an anti-tank weapon which launched a 125mm incendiary projectile made of spherical glass, which is kind of interesting. Obviously made in the Second World War and used by the USSR and, of course, Finland, which is kind of interesting. The mixture that it actually uses is basically just phosphorus and sulfur, so 80% phosphorus and 20% sulfur. So you can see it definitely would create quite a nice setup, usually burning for up to 3 minutes and being around about 900 degrees Celsius, which is pretty fun. So yeah, definitely an interesting idea, and nice to see it once again in the game. You can actually track this if you go to the Holidays tab when it comes to the profile. That was a big change that they did last year, so it's easier to track. And also, at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to play a bunch of the Soviet stuff. For me, I've been playing the Sturm S recently, because I've been kind of wanting to spade it out. And to be honest, like looking at my stats, it would be seen as a middling vehicle. Me actually playing it, though, it was an incredibly frustrating vehicle because of the angle of its gun, or the angle of its launcher, I should say, the fact that it has pretty much no survivability, and also no access to scouting. You pretty much have to play it in one way, and that's it. Sit in an area of the map and hope for the best, and hope that what ends up going on is people go past your line of sight, you shoot them, and then move on. Everything I can do in the Sturm S, I can do with an equivalent MBT. The only addition that it gets, which is nice, is the HEVT, and then also, obviously, the thermals. I could understand why it kept going down in BR over and over and over again, and while I play more and more of these ATGM vehicles, I just don't understand why people think these things are overpowered. They have some fundamental issues with them. The speed of the missile themselves, the sound now that they produce so people can dodge them easier, and also just ease of usability and having to expose yourself the vast majority of time to be able to send off missiles. The Rakuten Too Hot, though, weirdly enough, is a lot different experience, and you know what's the key thing? It's the place where the missile is actually put. So on the Rakuten, it's on the front of it, meaning that you can hide the whole hull and hide everything and then shoot. With the Sturm S, because it's on the back and also usually you have to angle it, it's a lot harder to set up the vehicle in a place where you can hide it all. It's very interesting how just even a little change on a vehicle, just like placement of launcher, can make such a big difference. But anyway, make sure to get the event done and also have a good weekend. Now have a nice time, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Forge, Siegebreak, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, and also Sem Arslan, Wilkski, Uncle Bean, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.